Hi everybody, it's April 12th, 2026. When I was younger, a young adult, I used to think that my goal was to be a better person. And that term better person is kind of very subjective as well. But my goal was to be a better person because I felt inadequate, I felt ignorant, I felt weak, I felt like I had no direction or basically no strong desires that were for my own benefit. So I thought a lot about being a better person. And as I started improving, which took a lot of work, a lot of pain, a lot of learning, as I started to get more accepting of myself and more driven, and it got to a point where I stopped trying to be a better person, not because I didn't want to improve anymore, but that concept is kind of flawed in the respect that a lot of people tell you that you're okay the way you are, and I can see where that's coming from. But if you are suffering, then obviously it's not okay that you are where you are in your life. It's not saying that you aren't enough, but if you're suffering and you don't know why and you can't get out of it, and you aren't actively seeking for solutions, or you don't believe you can come up with solutions, then you're not all that you need to be in that respect. You need to improve some part of your life in order to stop needless suffering. So when I got to a point where I felt better about myself, I found that the reason why the goal shouldn't be being a better person is because the nature of being a better person has so many archetypes in this zeitgeist of our world. And so if you follow archetypes of a better person, you're not going to find your better self, because you are unique. No matter how much you fit in with everybody else, no matter how much you revere popular culture or the culture in general, no matter how much you revere entertainment and all these examples of exemplary people, no matter what you admire, and no matter the validity of what you admire, you're not going to be a better person, because the archetypes aren't you. You have to follow your true path. And I know that sounds cliche and it sounds overly simple, but if you follow your true path, you will be a better person, and you'll be a better you. And everybody has to start somewhere. So this gets me to thinking about weight sacrifice. If you are carrying a weight that is pressing upon your spirit and it's causing pain, daily pain, and you're scared to let it go, one of the reasons that might be because that pain, that weight that's been bearing on your soul, that's been causing you all this pain, it has become part of your identity. And I'm not necessarily talking about victim identity or victimhood or any of that kind of, not necessarily, but it's become part of your identity. And why it seems so hard to let go of that weight is because if you let go, it's going to reveal mountainous amounts of work that it may seem like at first. It's going to reveal years of ignorance. It's going to reveal years of weakness and maybe even cowardice. And so when that weight has become part of your identity, letting go of it is going to, if you're isolated already, it's going to isolate you even further. That's what you fear. If you are shunned, you're going to shun yourself once you let go of that weight. That's what you believe. But the most important thing is to let go of the weight when you can. And people act tender with certain people because they know they've been through this before, and they know that this person that's holding on, they know that they're vulnerable. So they're not going to tell you when to do it, but you're going to have to do it eventually, because no matter how strong you are, or how much you can identify with your weakness or that weight. For no matter how long you can do that, it's going to have to come off soon, because it's going to drag you down into the depths, and it's going to and what can happen is it could persist into your middle age years, or even to your elder years, and by the time you're ready to let go of the weight, time has passed. A copious amount of time has passed. So I'm not saying that you have to rush through life, but you have to consider how much time you have left logically on this plane. The second thing I can say about weight sacrifice is using your love to bravely get rid of that weight. And this is a tactic that got me through a lot of my hard times. I found that when I was weak and when I was scared, it was easier to put myself at risk. It was easier to dare danger. It was easier to take pain when I was doing something that I couldn't do for myself, for others. And so once you get used to doing big things and annoying things and hard things for others, you can stop at a certain point and reflect, and you can see that you've done incredible things for other people, so why not do it for yourself? And so that's one strategy of getting the weight off yourself, is to learn to do things for others, and then stopping and saying, why can't I do this for myself? And the last thing I can say about weight sacrifice is that a lot of people get tripped up by guilt, and I get tripped up by guilt sometimes. But I found that if you're confident that you are a good person, or that you're a good natured, that your true heart is good, or has been conditioned to be good long enough and deep enough, you could stop feeling guilty. That weight of guilt, you could take that off of you, because no matter how much you're tempted, no matter how much you are angered or provoked, if you are actually a good-natured person, guilt should not have a toxic advantage over you. It shouldn't have a toxic reaction inside of you. Yes, you should always look out to do the right thing. Yes, you should always look out to be unselfish. But if you stop being a slave to guilt, you actually will be a more giving person and more kind person, because you don't have that constant worry and a distraction about being a bad person. So I hope this helps. Thanks.